It's Reddit's fault that I am leaving my wife. What the heck? This guy is a piece of work. Oh no. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Daisha's Digest, where I read and react to Reddit stories. Today's video is called The Ultimatum. We have 3 stories and they all have updates. I will put all of the relevant links and information in the description. Also, don't forget to subscribe and let's get into the video. Am I the a-hole for no longer doing husbandly duties after my girlfriend complains about having to do wifely duties and we aren't married? I, male 25, have a girlfriend who's 23 and we've been together for 3 years. She has been living in my apartment with me since our 3-month mark because things at her home were very bad and we felt this was a better choice due to me also living fairly close to her university. I pay for everything, whether it's something that benefits the both of us or something that just benefits her. I also have been paying for her university because I make a comfortable amount of money, even though I've only been in my career for about 2 years. Anyways, recently for the past few months, my girlfriend has been under the impression that she shouldn't do anything around the house because that's wifey duties. I asked if she could tidy up around the house since she's free 24/7 because she's on summer break, aside from her part-time that she only works weekends, and she gets upset and says those are wife duties and that she wasn't going to give me the whole package without a ring. I asked her if she could make me a quick lunch if I'm running late to work, or at least put some ingredients in a grocery bag so I can make it to work, and she gives me the same BS about how that's wife duties. It's even gotten to the point whenever I ask about trying new things when it comes to intimacy, and she says the same things. It just keeps getting annoying. So finally, yesterday, when I asked if she could pick up my dry cleaning today because I would be working late, and once again, she replied with, "Doing favors like that are for married couples." I lost it. I told her since doing simple tasks were for married couples, then I wouldn't be paying for her next year of university, I wouldn't be funding her activities, letting her use my car like it's hers, and she would need to start contributing to the house in terms of bills, or she can leave because, of course, those were things that only husbands did, and I was in fact not her husband. This resulted in her getting upset and claimed that I was manipulative and that I shouldn't hold things that I do for her over her head. I didn't care what she had to say and told her if she wasn't going to fix her view on helping her partner out with simple tasks, then I wouldn't help her as well. I then told her that I expected contributions for the bills until then, or I would kick her out. Am I the a-hole? Child, no. You are not the a-hole, and she has it made. Y'all aren't even married, and you are fully, basically, financially supporting her. Like, if it were me, you want a sandwich, I'll cook you dinner, like, I'll do whatever. If someone is fully paying for my school, allowing me to live with them rent-free, and paying for anything that, like, just fully funding my life, essentially, yeah, I'll help out. Shoot, I'll get the dry cleaners every day if you want me to. Like, that's nothing compared to the value that he's providing to her. And then, ironically, she wants to say he's holding it over her head when she's holding not being married over his head with every little thing that he asks of her. So she's being contradicting when she tries to use that as an argument. So just reading some of the comments. Wolf Water said, "Not the a-hole. She said you are manipulating her while that is exactly what she has been trying to do to you. I'll only do it if I get a ring." You need to ask yourself, if your relationship is starting out this way, what would she be like if you actually did put a ring on it and she was more secure in your relationship? Is this what you want for the rest of your life to be? Yeah, valid point. It wasn't Jack, not the a-hole. Spoiler alert, if she isn't going to contribute to the household now, she won't start if y'all get married. Right, because even though she's not contributing financially, at least you could go pick up the dry cleaning. At least you could make some meals around here. Like, you're not paying any bills. You could do something. Miss Murder 8666. If I had a man looking after me like this, you better believe I'd be making his sandwiches, picking his dry cleaning up, and tidying around the house minimum. Exactly, like she doesn't realize how good she has it made, especially given the dating climate that we have in this day and age. Men are not taking care of women, and especially not girlfriends. And not saying that they should, because I don't think that either, but I'm just saying this is an anomaly. So she should appreciate it. So let me just go to the edits and then I'll go to the update. Edit, thank you for all the advice, even the ones calling me stupid, which really opened my eyes and I really appreciate it. I'm just making this edit because it baffles me how some of you guys are assuming I'm using her for intimacy. I added how the wifey duties thing started affecting our intimate life whenever asked to try new things. I don't hold it over her head. I just move on and handle my business. When we had our argument, I didn't once bring up our intimate life, but I told her she needs to start doing more around the house and stop being, in my eyes, lazy. Also, to be using her for intimacy, I would have to actually be intimate with her all the time. The rare times we do nowadays are on her schedule and we just do basic things and then go on with our day. Last edit before I plan to have a talk with my girlfriend because she's due to be home from her part-time. I've never wasted her time about marriage. From the beginning of our relationship, I was really transparent on how I wasn't looking to get married until my late 20s or early 30s. From the jump, I've told her if she didn't like that arrangement, then our relationship wouldn't work out, but she was adamant that she was fine with that as well. Yes, I suspect that she's acting this way because she wants me to propose, but I've been very adamant with not wanting to be married so young. I've reminded her several times throughout the years that if she does not like the arrangement and wants to get married, then she can leave and I wouldn't be hurt. Jeez. Okay. I mean, I do completely agree with him though. And like I said, she really has it made. And I wonder if maybe she saw something on social media or something that is telling her she should be married or whatever. But honestly, they're both really young and he has the right idea of not getting married until late 20s or early 30s. I feel like you really learn a lot. I know that you really learn a lot in your late 20s and early 30s. Well, I'm just entered early 30s. So I would not recommend anyone to get married at such a young age. So he really has the right idea and I'm glad he's not letting her persuade him, but I don't think it would either way because he has the upper hand in this situation. He's the one providing all the value in the relationship and she's not providing anything. Yeah. So let's go to his update that he posted one day later. So I have a little update about a situation that I posted on Friday. So on Saturday around 6 p.m., I decided to have a conversation with my ex-girlfriend. Oh no! At first, I wanted to wait until today, but I felt like I just needed to get it done. The intention of this talk was to let her go because I wasn't interested in trying to work things out anymore when it was clear she didn't love or respect me. I also took some advice to record our talk. So when my ex got back from work, I decided to sit her down and I was upfront with her saying I was unhappy in our current situation. I brought up how I felt used and I was expected to do all these different things for her while I didn't get anything in return. Facts. I brought up how I've tried to explain how I felt so many times and at which time she ignored it because she felt like she was always right. I then asked her what made her attitude change and a lot of you guys were correct. She wanted to get married to me, but I wasn't getting the hint, so she decided if she stopped doing things for me, then I would realize how much I needed her. How the turntables, because he don't need you. That's the thing, he doesn't need you at all. I brought up the fact how I told her from the beginning I wasn't interested in getting married so young, and I also told her if she was, then our relationship wouldn't work because we were expecting different things. I told her that it would be best if we ended our relationship because this obviously wasn't working for us and I wasn't interested in continuing it. She tried to say that she would change, how she loved me, and how she was being stupid. I was firm and told her that I'm glad she realized how her actions were stupid and maybe she learned her lesson for her next relationship. I like this guy. This is hilarious. After I confirmed that I wasn't changing my mind, she literally went crazy. Mind you, I'm still secretly recording. She started screaming how I was a useless piece of crap, how she never loved me, etc. It honestly scared me how she went from calm to a scary lady in a matter of seconds. At this point, she started throwing my stuff at me and even went as far to throw my game station at me, which resulted in it getting smashed when it hit the floor. What the heck? Like that wasn't enough. She went into the kitchen and started throwing glass plates at me while calling me a useless bee. What? At this point, I was pissed and I went into our room and started throwing her crap into a trash bag and threatened to call the police. I didn't even get time to call the police because I guess my neighbors heard all the commotion and called them for me. The police ended up coming to my door and asking about the noise, in which I told him the whole situation and how my ex was being really violent towards me. She tried to play it like I was the one who was in the wrong, and maybe he would have believed her if I didn't have the video on my phone. He ended up trying to escort her away from my apartment, but she refused to leave without her stuff, so I had to quickly throw all her crap into trash bags while she waited outside. The police officer was kind enough to help because I honestly wanted her away from my home as soon as possible. After all her stuff was collected, she ended up leaving with the police officer, and that was about 30 minutes ago. Now I'm staying up really late tonight because she still has the key to the apartment, and I'm waiting for the 24-hour locksmith to arrive. Though I was too stressed about remembering the key to my home, she did forget to take the keys to my other car with her, so I happily have those. And that concludes the first story, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, I know I say this a lot on this channel, but he dodged a bullet because the switch up from her just being calm, cool, and collected. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll change. I'll do better. I actually do love you. And then to that, like throwing things, breaking things, that is not normal behavior. So he really dodged a bullet. And also, ladies, if you have to hint excessively to a man about getting married, actually don't do that. It's not if you have to do that, it's don't do that. If a man wants to marry you, you will know. And he will do it. He will propose. But if that's not happening, and if it's not happening in the time frame that you want it, or you feel that it should happen, find someone else who will do it. At some point, you have to decide if it's more important for you to be married or if it's more important for you to be with the individual who you are with. But you can't try and manipulate and force someone into proposing to you and marrying you. And I wouldn't want someone to do, like, I would not want to be in a marriage where I know that I coerced him into proposing. That's not, why would anyone want to be in that? Anyway, let's go to the next story. Am I the a-hole for divorcing my wife over getting a massage? My soon-to-be ex-wife and I are both in our late 30s. We've been together 12 years, married for 10. We are in a dead bedroom. It was totally dead for 6 months before I filed for divorce. It was on life support and ICU for 5 to 6 years before that. That's a long time. We both wanted to be younger parents and both wanted 2 kids. We conceived our daughter almost immediately after getting married. When she was 6 months old, we started trying to have the second child. It never happened. After 3 years, we started seeing fertility specialists and found out we both have pretty serious reproductive issues. The doctor told us our daughter was nothing short of a miracle and said it was against all odds that we not only conceived, but carried to term. It was after this that the intimate life began to seriously decline. Initially, I thought it was just the pain of finding out and knowing we wouldn't be able to afford the fertility options, and figured it would get better over time. It never did. It only got worse. 5 years ago, I would say we were intimate 15 to 20 times that year. So you're averaging about 1 to 2 times a month, bruh. Wow. In a marriage. In 2023, we were intimate 3 times. So that's less than once a quarter. That's once every 4 months on average. I have tried everything to improve this, spicing things up, talking, suggested counseling. I more than pull my weight around the house. We both work and work basically the same hours. I'm telling this because the usual stuff I read on Reddit about how the wife does it all is not even close to true. Over time, I have grown more and more resentful. The thing that makes me the most resentful is she knows I have a high libido and just doesn't care. I, on the other hand, know she loves to be rubbed on and massaged and never took that from her. I probably rub on her 325 times a year. Almost every night, I will rub her calves, shins, ankles, and feet. 4 to 5 nights a month, I will go big and do neck, shoulders, back, butt, hamstrings, quads, shins, calves, ankles, and feet. I noticed that doing the big massages was the best way to get intimate, as she was more likely to allow me to do the foreplay things I know work on her if I had already done this prep. I did them more often a few years ago, but now, not as much. The success rate was never that great, maybe 20% of the time, but in the last 2 years, we are definitely in the single digits. When we hit the 4 months of absolutely no intimacy, I decided I wasn't rubbing on her ever again. It only took 3 days for her to notice, and she asked me to. I told her no, and I got angry. I said, why should I when you don't give a heck about what I want? Obviously not my finest moment, and a huge argument followed. Things got ice cold at home, but I wasn't giving in. I was tired of all of it. A few weeks ago, she told me, fine, I will just start seeing a professional masseuse. I said, then I will start seeing intimacy workers. She said that was cheating. I said, fine, I won't, but you will not get a massage from anyone else. That is also cheating. She said I was being ridiculous, and I said no. It's being touched in an intimate way by another. If I can't have that, neither can you. And I swear to freaking God, if you do, I will file for divorce that day. He made an ultimatum and he sounded like he mean it. I guess he did mean it because at the beginning he said ex-wife. The following weekend, she went to get her nails done. I know how long it takes for her to get her nails done. She came back almost an hour and a half later than I expected. She didn't say anything, just acted normal. I got on her credit card app on my phone, and sure enough, there was a $95 charge to the gosh dang massage person in the same strip mall as the nail place. I lost it. And when I did, so did she. I think we both let out years of frustration on each other. True to my word though, I called a divorce lawyer on Monday. The only part that upset me was my lawyer said, based on these circumstances, I couldn't list infidelity as the reason for divorce and had to go with irreconcilable differences. Anyway, she has been telling people we are divorcing because she got a massage. Since then, I have had a number of family members and friends call me and say I'm an a-hole. Some of them, even when I tell them my real reasons, still think I'm an a-hole and that my reasons aren't good enough. Personally, I think getting a massage when told not to is plenty of reason. So, am I the a-hole here? Personal note, I reread this and I know it comes off angry, but I am angry. Angry at myself for wasting so many years. But I'm also angry because this was just the ultimate F you. She just went and did it anyway and didn't even try to hide it. Literally went to the same place next to the nail salon and used her credit card, which I pay, like I wasn't gonna see the charge. Man, so that's unfortunate. And my first question was, I wonder if they went to counseling over this. It sounds like they haven't really gotten to the root of the problem of why this situation is like it is. And he did say that he suggested going to counseling, but I don't know if they actually went. So it's just odd to me, like all of a sudden it just stops after what, 5, 6, it looks like they were married for 5 to 6 years pretty much before. So like, I don't know. That's odd. Maybe something, I just wish maybe they would have tried to like get more to the root of the problem, but maybe it's something with her that she's embarrassed about, that she doesn't want to tell him. And but I don't know. I just feel like this is something you can kind of get over. I mean, these days they got all types of pills and oils and serums and drops and, you know, stuff that can help. I just feel like this is something that could have been solved, and it seems like he was trying to solve it, but she just wasn't with it. And then for her to go to the massage therapist when he clearly already said that that was like his boundary. Yeah, I don't know. I'll read some of the comments and then I'll go to the one update that they have. So, Pardon Me says, you didn't divorce because she got a massage. And Cycling Nick said, yeah, that's the truth. If someone did that, they'd be the a-hole. Competitive Ocelot 873 said, it's a little weird. He actually seems to think forbidding her to get a massage is justified, though. It absolutely is different than getting an intimacy worker and comes across as controlling. Granted, the massage doesn't actually seem to have anything to do with the divorce in reality. I kind of agree with that part. I don't think he should have, I don't think the things they don't match. So her not being intimate with him doesn't mean that she shouldn't be able to get a massage. And if he's not the one that wants to do it, then fine. I feel like she should have been able to go elsewhere because that doesn't solve the actual issue that they have. But I feel like from his point of view, he was just trying to get her back almost so you haven't been intimate with me all these years, I'm not going to give you any more massages, when she could just get a massage somewhere else. And I feel like that and going with the intimacy worker are not the same thing. Tits on Bread says, yeah, I do not blame OP at all for wanting to end the marriage for the reasons listed at the beginning of the post. I divorced my wife because we were experiencing challenges and she was not willing to put effort into fixing them. That is 100% legitimate, but getting a massage is the same as cheating is one of the most ridiculous takes I've heard in my life. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, let me read one more. She wouldn't be intimate with me anymore is a lot more reasonable than she got a massage when I said she couldn't, which just makes OP sound like a control freak without the context of the story. Exactly. So let me just read his update. Update, am I the a-hole for divorcing my wife over a massage? While this is not official by any means at this point, I'll take it as a positive. Soon-to-be ex asked me to meet yesterday to hash out some details of the divorce, and it was actually pretty productive. We agreed on a 50-50 custody arrangement, basically week there, week here. Becomes 2 weeks during summer break. We each keep our own retirements, splitting the savings 60-40 in her favor. Each keeps our primary vehicle. I made a huge concession on the house. It was my idea. I want our child to grow up in that house. Ours was a 3-bedroom with a finished basement and nice yard. I don't want her to live in a pair of 2-bedroom apartments. This is important to me. I'll be paying a housing alimony each month to offset some costs, since my rent and projected utilities are much lower than the mortgage, utilities, and upkeep. We did agree on some stipulations that would end that. 1, if another adult should move in, i.e. a boyfriend or a new husband, my obligation ends immediately. 2, my obligation ends when our daughter moves out or turns 22, whichever comes first. 3, there's a bunch of different scenarios we talked about in terms of splitting the house if she wishes to sell it. I won't bore you with all of that, but basically, as long as I continue to make the alimony payment, I'll get 40% at the time of sale or a buyout. I'm turning all this over to my lawyer this week, and he will write it up and send it to her lawyer. While she definitely had a "you are beneath me" vibe during our meeting, I'm happy this doesn't look like it will be an ugly divorce, as I was very worried it would be. I assume our daughter is the motivating factor for her sudden, amicable attitude. I don't know, man. Something seems off with that wife. She just, I don't know. She wasn't trying to I don't know what was going on with her. And well, I guess we may never know because they never went to therapy or anything to try and fix it. But looks like they're getting that divorce. So that's it. So we have one more story. This one also has an update, as I mentioned before. So let's read it. It's Reddit's fault that I am leaving my wife. Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my wife because she had a go bag? My wife and I have been together for 5 years now. We have a 2-year-old and we were planning to expand our family. I decided to tidy up my wife's closet because there was a mold problem in the garage and I decided to inspect the whole house. There, I found a gym bag with clothes, some dry fruits, some tampons, and like $1,000. I asked my wife about it, and her face suddenly lost its color. At first, she told me it was just an emergency bag in case we are hit by an earthquake or something. I asked her why did she hide it from me then. After a bit of back and forth, she sheepishly confessed that it's a go bag. Basically, women who need to flee their harmful partners are told to keep a go bag with all essential supplies like money and clothes and stuff. I asked her why exactly does she ever feel the need to do this? I have never even talked to her in a loud voice. We barely have arguments. Why does she think that I'm gonna become a harmful partner? She said she's not saying I'm a harmful partner. She just wanted to do it for the peace of her mind. I don't buy her excuse. I don't think she trusts me. Otherwise, she wouldn't have to go so far. I took some days to mull it over, and I have come to the conclusion that I can't be with a woman who can't trust me and sees me as a harmful person. I asked her for separation and told her that I can't be with a woman who does not trust me. I believe that trust is the foundation of relationships, and if she doesn't trust me, then it's better we part ways. Now she is making excuses that she read too many mommy forums and let herself be influenced by them. She showed me the forums where they discuss go bags and how every woman should have one. I get the logic, but I can't stay with a woman who does not trust me to know that she never needed to do such a thing. I agreed to take more time to think about it, but I think divorce will let her find a man she trusts not to be a harmful person because she does not trust me. Sir, calm down. Calm down. Everything will be okay. I honestly think he's overreacting because this is not even equal. She just has a bag in case of emergency. Like, why are you so offended by this? I don't understand. That makes me think maybe you are actually a harmful person. The way you reacted to this makes me think maybe her reasoning for wanting to have a go bag has some merit because you're gravely overreacting. So I'm just going to read some of the comments that were pulled from the post. I'm reading this off of the Best of Reddit Updates subreddit because I think the original post was removed or something. So Harsh Duality said, I actively encouraged my wife to keep her own bank account when we got together. I want her to have her own money. If she wanted to keep a go bag, I would proudly embrace the life goal of making sure she never needed to use it. That's the energy. That's the energy that the OP should have had. Joe Lefty 500, OP should consider a less drastic course of action. Marriage counseling, certainly. I get his reaction, loss of trust, but because there's a small child involved, going nuclear is going too far. Mike Kell 58 says, I was with my wife for almost 10 years before she let go of all of her escape plans. I never took it personally. Some women take a long time to feel safe. To me, it is understandable. Women in general are more vulnerable to physical violence. Clobarella said, don't forget that he, who I am 90% sure is white, tried to pull the race card by likening his situation to how racism negatively affects people of color over and over again. Like holy tone deaf. I don't know what she means by this. Maybe there was another post on his page. I'm not sure what she means because I didn't read any of that in the original post, so maybe I'm missing something. Glass Houses 987. Y'all, he made a different post because he didn't like the way this one was going. So apparently he made a second Reddit post. This one is also locked and has been removed, so I can't see it. But the comments on here, the first one, Denim Panzer, I can't believe your wife had a go bag. You seem totally normal and stable. Rosie O'Donnell said, seriously, first post made, it's clear he's got some issues. This is just screaming personality disorder. Honestly worried about where he might funnel his reactivity to the feedback he asked for in real life. And Witty Bluebird said, a harmful person that wants validation from strangers and won't accept responsibility for his personal life. Shaking my head. Yeah, so I think other people kind of had the same thought that I had. in his mind, he might not think his wife need to go back, but in reality, his wife probably does need to go back. So I'll read his edit on this post and then the update. Edit, I am taking a break. Will read and reply to good faith comments later. This guy is a piece of work. I would like to address common things here. Statistics should not be applied to individual cases. This kind of thinking leads to racial profiling of African Americans by unfair law enforcement. Statistics does not dictate individuals, and I believe that every individual has the right to not be seen as a part of a group and have statistics applied to them blindly. No, she does not have a history of being in a harmful relationship. Sounds like it's not carte blanche to accuse anyone of anything. Dingo ate my baby woman was also convicted because she sounded like a murderer, and it's a shame that you guys feel so at ease of doing something so disgusting. A relationship without trust is no relationship. Okay, so from his edit, I see that he did say something about race, so that's what the other comment that I read was referring to. And then also from this edit, it seems that if people commented that it sounds like he is something, and so that's what he's responding to. Like, just because something sounds like something doesn't mean that it is that thing. Either way, this guy does sound unhinged, so I'm curious to see what this update says. So, update 3 months later. I made a post 3 months ago, but it was removed before I deleted my account. It has been cross-posted literally everywhere that I think you guys will have no problem finding it if you are interested. After I made my first post, I decided to officially ask for divorce. She did not take it well. She cried and refused to eat food for 2 days until I filled the house with candy bars. What? She hasn't pulled that kind of stunt after that, thankfully. What is going on in this house? For the past 3 months, I have had to endure her crying, begging me to change my mind. She promised to never make a go bag again. Honestly, the previous post has been eye-opening to me. People here called me a harmful partner when I never did anything harmful. I read every comment posted here on other subreddits, and it seems like people will call me a harmful partner no matter what. Some people even made up stories to paint me in a bad light. It seems that the general sentiment is that it's okay to mistrust men because statistics, and if he complains about it, he is potentially a harmful partner. Why is it wrong to want to be trusted by your own wife? If I made her get rid of her go bag, I'm as good as a harmful partner in all of your eyes. It seems like I will be painted as a harmful partner unless proven otherwise. I just don't know how to prove a negative. It's not like I can wear a camera all the time. Initially, my feelings were very hurt, but now I am realizing the gravity of the situation I'm in. I just can't risk my future on a wife who does not trust me because her mere act of making a go bag was used by people here to paint me as a harmful partner. They said that she must have a reason to make a go bag. How is it my fault that she read some blogs and decided to do it? I never did anything, and yet people are just gonna accuse me even if I didn't do anything. You guys don't care what the truth is, so what am I even supposed to do? My only choice is to leave. No, that's not your only choice. You have so many other choices other than that. I finally moved out yesterday, and I'm pushing forward with divorce. I would like things to be amicable, but my wife is still hell-bent on stopping the divorce, so that is a pipe dream for now. I am hoping when divorce becomes real, she will accept the reality. Wow. Honestly, I know the wife is sad about this, and I get what he's saying. The fact that, because even I said it, the fact that she has a go bag must have some merit to it, but his reaction to this situation is unwarranted, and that's what further makes it seem like her having a go bag has some merit. Because the way that you're reacting to this situation, there's so many other things you're married to this woman. There's so many other options to choose: counseling, her, like you said, her getting rid of the go bag, I guess. But you're overreacting, bruh, completely. Anyway, that's the last story for today's video. Make sure you comment below what you guys thought of the stories today. And just a reminder to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay up to date with the uploads. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.